is the margin, is the difference between the people who oppose that versus support it. I mean, that's insane. There's also this new CNN poll out today. Do you think Trump's actions on tariffs during his second term so far have been a good policy? No, by a 27-point margin. Do you think Trump's policies have improved or worsened economic conditions in our country? Worsened by a 32-point margin. Do you think Trump's policies on tariffs will help or hurt America's standing in the world? His policies on tariffs will hurt America's standing in the world. So say Americans by a 34-point margin. More than 2 to 1. There's also a new NBC News SurveyMonkey poll. Same thing you'd expect broadly, looking at all the other polling. It all says the same thing. Trump underwater on essentially everything. And on almost all issues, he is deeply underwater. That is absolutely true in the new NBC News SurveyMonkey poll as well. Top line in that poll, approval of Trump is underwater, -10. Approval of Elon Musk is underwater, -18. Yikes. But they ask some of these questions in an interesting way, and they give you ways to parse them that are interesting. Look at this. This is the depth of feeling. Just breaking out the people who are strongly approving or strongly disapproving of Trump and Musk. I mean, that's horrendous for them. Look at that. The strongly approve number. You've got the bottom left one is wrong there. See the 42, that should be strongly disapprove. Strongly approve is 26, strongly disapprove is 42. On Musk, strongly favorable 21, strongly unfavorable is 41. There are a lot more people in this country who strongly disapprove of Trump and Musk than there are people who really like them. And let me just show you just one other interesting thing from this new NBC poll. This is great. Which of the following emotions describes the, this is like a Pixar movie. Which of the following emotions best describes how you are currently feeling about the actions the Trump administration has taken so far during its term? And they give people the big list of possible answers, the big list of emotions: thrilled, happy, satisfied, neutral, dissatisfied, angry, or furious. The number one answer for how you feeling about Trump so far, number one answer is furious. More than anything, people feel furious about Trump's actions thus far, 100 days into his presidency. So you know what? It's not going great for the guy. It's really not. I think Trump has started to realize that this public opinion stuff is going to be the story of how his first 100 days have gone. I mean, heading into his first 100 days, today's like day 98, the headlines are like this: Trump's approval at 100 days lower than any president in at least 7 decades. Yeah, how's it going, big guy? You can tell it's bugging him. Because he posted this online today. He posted that the press, quote, cheats big on polls. Really? All of them? He's ranting now. He's calling the polls fake. He says they're fake polls. And he says he wants pollsters investigated for election fraud. What election? He says pollsters are, quote, sick. He calls pollsters, quote, negative criminals. What's a negative criminal? What does that even mean? Is being a negative criminal better or worse than being a positive criminal? What's a negative criminal? And what crime are pollsters committing with their negative criminal, fake election fraud, poll fake stuff? The president is very upset that the polls show that the country does not like him. The country really, really does not like him and sees his first 100 days as a disaster. He has had, in public opinion terms, he has had the most disastrous first 100 days of any president since the dawn of modern polling. No president has ever botched the first 100 days more badly than Donald Trump has botched it. And that's true not just for his approval rating generally and how people feel about him. It's for every single thing you ask the American public about in terms of what he has done. Do you like any of it? No. Today, Donald Trump started threatening Republican U.S. senators that they better not vote against him this week on this tariffs bill. This is a bill that's going to come up in the Senate that has precisely zero chance of becoming law because they're never even going to vote on it in the Republican-controlled House. Even if it passed the Senate, it would go nowhere. There's no chance it can actually become law. Still, though, Trump appears to be freaking out that Republican senators are going to vote against him on it, because his tariff adventures are rating somewhere between lice and bedbugs in terms of their popularity with the American people. And what Republican senator wouldn't want to distance him or herself from that? He's threatening Republican senators that they better not vote against him on this, not because the vote will matter, but because he's desperate to stop his own party from turning against him. Just 100 days in, as he pursues a radically unpopular agenda and, frankly, does so very poorly. He's doing things that the American people hate the idea of, and then when he executes on those things, he fails. Bad ideas done badly. So listen, here's where I think we are right now. I think that Trump and the Trump administration are going to throw some increasingly wild pitches to try to change the political trajectory of how things are going. I mean, they're now deporting U.S. citizens. You can't deport a U.S. citizen. U.S. citizens are from here. There's nowhere to deport them to. They're now arresting judges, right? It's insane. I think that we should expect some wild pitches, some truly reckless actions to try to change the trajectory of how things are going, to try to make it seem like this is a new game. I think because of that instinct in Trump, we should expect that there are going to be some things ahead that are markedly more horrible than even what they have done already. I think they're going to try to put some proverbial heads on pikes, and I think that's going to be terrible. I also think, though, that the more important truth here is that the country is against them, and the country is against him, and he knows it. And the country is not only willing to get out and protest against him, they are willing to do it over and over and over and over and over and over again in every state in the country and just about every town. Culturally, it is now firmly established that capitulation and sucking up to Trump is shameful and weak and marks you as a loser. Conversely, I think it is culturally ingrained now that saying no to Trump and fighting him and standing up to him shows that you are strong and a winner and somebody who other people might be interested in. The superabundance of court rulings against Trump will continue. I think that will help. Bottom line, I think as long as the movement against him stays nonviolent, the movement against him wins. I think Republicans in elected office at every level will face unrelenting and increasing pressure to split from Trump on his almost unbelievably unpopular policies. Everything from tariffs to cutting Medicaid, to what he's doing to Social Security, to his treatment of Ukraine, to medical research, to Meals on Wheels, to Head Start, all of it. Republicans will be under unrelenting and increasing pressure to split from him on basically every policy with which he is associated. And yes, that includes immigration. And yes, that includes his abuse of trans people. I think relentless opposition and mockery of his failures will spread and intensify as those are further exposed and as nobody in any part of Republican politics finds any way to defend him. I think emergency defense measures will increasingly spring up all over the country whenever he tries to pick anyone off, immigrants or otherwise. I think 100 days in that Donald Trump is losing. And I think Americans defending democracy are winning. In these last few days where I'm going to be here every night, we're going to talk about some of what I think is around the corner for the second 100 days and beyond. Some of the new threats in what Trump is doing that the country hasn't really focused on yet, but I think they are on their way. We've got an expert here tonight for the first one of those discussions, an expert from the Brennan Center to talk about one of these issues that is keeping me up at night. We have not yet talked about it here on the show. You have not been seeing it anywhere in the news yet. I think it's coming. I think it's important. We're going to talk about that tonight, again, with an expert from the Brennan Center. We're also going to talk tonight about how a movement for democracy and a movement against authoritarian takeover, how a movement like that can scale up. It can not only persist, but grow. and escalate sustainably, to not just resist, but to actually win. We're going to get some great